We have only been at our cabin in Michigan for 2 weeks and it has been so busy. Over the past week, we have helped our neighbor move over 8 full trailer loads of tree debris from her property to the dump sites that they have open here. And now it's time for us to get a couple loads cleaned up at our cabin. We only have 3 days until they close the sites, and we don't have anywhere near as much damage as she did on her property. Partly because we cut all those trees down last year, but before they close the dump sites, we need to get rid of some of these tree limbs. We have the tractor over here. We fit it on the trailer that I restored last year, and it was a very tight squeeze. The trailer's only 12 feet long, and the tractor's like 12 and a half feet long. So, might be in the market for a bigger trailer, which just means a new project for me. But for now, we gotta get this thing fired up and get to work because we have a lot to do.
I am so excited to be finally working on our property to get it a little more cleaned up than we did maybe last year. Yes, we removed a lot of trees last year, but there's still a lot of debris that we left because we didn't have the machinery to move everything and we don't want to break our back. So this is a very, very exciting day for us. If you can tell, it is raining just a little bit, which is unfortunate, but like Connor said, it is crunch time, so we have to use every single day to work hard, load the trailer, and get to the dump as many times as possible.
This tractor is 15 years old, but it runs great. I've been doing a full 400-hour service on it with all the fluids and everything, just making sure it's good for all the work that it's about to get over the next number of years. So very glad to have this because it means we are saving ourselves. My back's already been hurting pretty bad over the last week, but we're in a time crunch, so I'll deal with that later, and this thing is surely making easy work of it. One thing about an old tractor is it may have some quirks, like the fact that this one, the starter's going bad. So if it doesn't start, like it just didn't there, you have to hit the starter with a hammer and then it'll fire up.
Whoa!
Dropped it!
Close one. Easy. Unfortunately, it is raining harder now, so nothing like some good yard work while it rains outside. If it wasn't crunch time, we wouldn't be doing it right now, but we don't really have an option. Look at that pile, though. Give us a thumbs up, guys.
Yep. This is probably getting close to the max weight on this trailer, so we're going to spend the next little bit getting a lot of like the smaller branches that we can just bundle on top and strap down. This is the majority of the big rounds that we have been wanting to clear out since we cut those trees down last year, and plus another one from a tree that fell over the ice storm. It's beech wood that was killed with the fungus, so we could cut it into firewood, but we would have to burn it within like a year's time before it rots to the inside. So it's not worth it for us because we still have a bunch of ash wood that burns a whole lot better and lasts longer. So maybe they'll use it for burning once it gets to where it's going, but not us for now.
If you can tell from the sound on the car, it is raining. It has been consistently raining on us, kind of getting harder as we've been working. We got our first load all ready. We are going to go to, there's 2 dumps here. We're going to go to the second one that is a little less busy so that we can hopefully rope all the rounds that we have because they are very heavy and use the truck to pull them. It just has more space and then we're not in other people's way in case they're dumping. So that is the plan. Hopefully the rain slows down a little bit so when we get there, it's a little bit easier. Clothes can dry and so can we.
I was afraid of that.
I didn't even think about that part.
Keep going and have it.
Yeah. So.
First time, didn't work. Take 2.
All right, nice. That worked better. Come on, guys. Yay! Is anyone else as bummed as us that it's not working? I didn't want to lift them all again.
It was a willful hope.
It was. We were hopeful. Hey, at least it worked a little bit down the ramp. I'll take a little less work. Wash the camera.
Oh.
You know what? That actually wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be way more work, but flipping them over and rolling them, pretty satisfying. Load 1 done. Now we're off to load 2. But I'm not complaining because it is not raining here. That was a huge win. Good job.
Thanks, you too. Get all the bugs out of here.
I feel itchy. I'm glad load 1 is out of the way. Now we are working on load 2. And then I figured while Connor was outside still working, it would be really nice to have dinner already prepped. So I chopped up the veggies because we wanted to do a veggie tray tonight and chicken sausages. That's really actually all we have in our fridge, and we wanted something easy because we knew it was going to be a lot of hard work today. So keeping dinner easy is something that helps us a ton. So he'll be very surprised and happy when he sees that later. But now it's time to go outside and actually get to work.
The sun finally decided to show up today, which is great for the second load on the trailer. I've already got it started, just dumping some of the bigger logs with the tractor. I don't know if we can drag the trailer around to where the piles are, so we'll see. May be able to try it later, but worst case, we'll just pile them up on the tractor, try to get them over here, and then hopefully it makes quick work for everything.
We have a pretty nice routine going on right now. Connor's driving the tractor and I'm placing these big piles here with sticks that have just been pre-cut by us or stuff that is a good size for the forks to come by with the tractor, and Connor can swoop them up just so the process is moving pretty seamlessly. I think it would be annoying if like we both were making piles and he would get the tractor and then I was just kind of standing there. So we might as well both be working. His might be the easier one. Just kidding. But that's just what we're doing. It's working really well. The trailer's almost full, which is crazy. My back's already feeling it, but it feels good to be getting this done and cleaning up our property finally. I laugh every time I have to put these on. They're like noise canceling headphones. Every time I put them on, I'm always like, Teletubby time, because I feel like I look like a Teletubby. And if you know, let me know if you agree with that, because you gotta make jokes at yard work, right? How many more do we have left?
We can probably only fit this and one more.
Okay.
So if we can get the rest of this tree.
Great. If you can believe it or not, it is 5:30. We started working at around 10 a.m. this morning, and for it to already be 5 is insane. These days always go by so much faster than you think they will, maybe because you're just so busy lifting and moving. And unfortunately, the dumps take about an hour and a half out of our entire day round trip. So we're gonna leave this loaded and take it in the morning and have ourselves a nice, relaxing evening with a little bit of hot tub time. Go, Bark. Go inside. The water looks so inviting.
Oh, yep.
This is what makes it all worth it. Cheers.
We've ended up taking a couple more loads of debris from our place, but instead of boring you guys with more loading and unloading of that, we're going to talk about these wood chip piles. About a year ago, we mapped out a walking trail through our backwoods, and we figured if we could ever find a way to get these over there, it would make a nice surface for the trail. So I need to take the tractor back to the pole barn and the other property tomorrow actually, to do a 400-hour service on it and change the transmission fluid and a couple other things. But until then, I wanted to see what it looks like scooping the wood chips and placing them out on the path. So I've already done a couple scoops, as you might be able to tell by this missing corner over here. And let's go see what it's looking like. Honestly, it works pretty good. Obviously, this tractor can scoop a full bucket of wood chips, no problem at all. And then whenever I drop the chips, you can put the loader in a float function, which takes the pressure off of the loader and just uses it as gravity to kind of smooth it out as I back up towards the wood chip pile for the second load. So I think we're gonna continue trying to do this. It gets a little tight in here to the tree, so I don't know how well that tractor is gonna fit. We tried to do the most level spot that we could, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work that way. We may have to move the path a little bit. But for now, we're gonna give it a go and see if we can get some of the wood chips out of the way.
Connor's already done about 5 or 6 scoops and found a way to kind of flatten it and drag it back. And it's looking really, really good. This is definitely what we pictured last year when we wanted to build this trail, but it was not happening by hand. That was just ridiculous that we even thought we could do that. And now that we have a tractor, this makes it 10 times easier. There are some spots that it's going to be a little bit tight that the tractor I don't believe will fit. So I think we'll figure out kind of what to do next steps, or if we can drop some and flatten it ourselves just to get it a little bit further. We'll see, but it's just a nice area to have the wood chips moved to, so that when we do want to walk our woods, we can kind of start with this trail and then maybe just walk the rest of the natural grown forest. But it feels good to be moving the mounds, finally. I'm actually just looking at that shot and I think it looks even better than what I pictured, because these brown wood chips against the gorgeous like green lush forest floor looks perfect, and our house in the background. Couldn't have asked for a better look, but it also looks very natural, which is exactly what we always go for. So this is looking really good. If you guys agree, give us a little thumbs up. It'll definitely help motivate us to keep doing this yard work. It is very hard, but very fulfilling, and we're just really glad to have you guys here back at our cabin.
So the tractor works great in the sense of it's really easy to scoop the wood chips and to come spread them out. But our problem is gonna be that our ground is not very flat, and tractors and bumps don't really go very well together. I do not want to tip that thing over. So we'll see how far we can actually get with this. It's a really good idea, but whether or not we can actually make it work out here, I don't know. We tried to mark the flattest areas we could, but as you start driving them, it gets a little tippy, and we'll see. Either way, we've started doing something with them. Worst case, we'll just bring them out here and spread them out, but we're tired of looking at the piles. Join us next week as we luck out with an extended debris drop-off date and rush the clock to get our property finally cleaned up and get rid of the wood chip piles once and for all. We make an upgrade to our equipment to help move the material, but we will touch on that more next week. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a large day.